Today we are covering Chapter 7, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, with 30 verses. It means the yoga of knowledge and renunciation. The entire Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3 sections. In Sanskrit, it's called Shatkam. 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 18. 1 to 6 is Jiva Swarupam, that is individual. Who are you? Karma Yoga, focus, self-effort. Then 7 to 12 is who is God? Ishvara Swarupam, God consciousness. Then instead of Karma Yoga, here it is Bhakti Yoga. What is devotion? What is worship? And there we talked about self-effort. Here talks about divine grace, Anugraha, Ishvara Anugraha. Then last 6 chapters, 13 to 18, is Jiva Brahma Aikyam. That is the Atma in individuals and the Divine Supreme. At microscopic and macrocosmic, they are both one and the same. And that is about Jnana Yoga, knowledge. Then he also emphasizes the values. That is 13 to 18. So in chapter 1 to 6, the 3 topics were covered. That is Jiva Swarupam, Karma Yoga, and self-effort. And avatar and meditation were also mentioned. In chapter 2, Krishna mentioned that the inner presence, the Atman, does not die or does not get destroyed. It is imperishable. Bhishma and Drona's body will get destroyed, but the inner presence is ever present. In chapter 3, he emphasized on Karma Yoga to remove all the negativities in the mind and perform all actions, that means all duties, as an offering to Lord and accept the results as a gift from God. Whatever comes, accept it as is. Chapter 4, we talked about the action in inaction and inaction in action. The Atma inside is inactive. Because of its presence, all the other equipments are functioning. Chapter 5 and 6, he talked about sannyasa or sannyasi, the renunciate, vividisha sannyasa and vidvat sannyasa, before the knowledge and after the knowledge. In 6.5, Krishna mentioned that you raise yourself. And 6.6, he mentioned that your mind is both your friend and enemy. Self-effort is very important. Now, chapter 7 to 12, what is God? Who is God? What is the connection between the universe and the God? Also, there is an emphasis on Bhakti. Bhakti is love of God. Chapter 7 starts with Krishna's self-introduction. Krishna, in this chapter, uses a lot of I and mine. Refers to Nirguna Brahma, the universal presence that has taken the embodiment and the avatar as Krishna. This is not about God, but God himself speaking to us. Lord is measured in masculine. We use this terminology everywhere, when in fact, Supreme Nirguna Brahma has no attributes, undefinable, indescribable, existence, consciousness, and bliss. Therefore, we should see Nirguna Brahman not as an avatar confined in a body. Verse 1, he talks about Supreme is addressing the entire humanity, not just to Arjuna. Arjuna just represents the humanity. He goes through all, and that's exactly what we all go through in different situations in our life. So according to the scriptures, the Supreme has taken 9 avatars, and the Supreme will appear in any form, at any time, anywhere, to stand up for righteousness wherever that is challenged. In 4.7, we studied about yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Wherever there is a atrocity, unrighteousness on the high, I will appear to protect the righteous people. Krishna avatar is referred to as Purna avatar, complete avatar, because only in this avatar he introduces himself as Nirguna Brahman and advises the humanity how to live. No other avatar before he speaks to people. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is an instruction manual for living and a doctrine of the universal truth. Know about me, he says in chapter 7. I will introduce myself in a way that you have absolutely no doubt about me. See, if you think about it, in transactional life, in any field, people do not share or teach everything that they know. Few critical points, thoughts, ideas are often held back for personal security. Trade secret, we call it. But here, Krishna says, I will reveal myself in its entirety. Now, verse 2 question, what benefit do I get by knowing the Supreme? In transactional life, whatever we learn, there is always room for improvement, expansion. There is no know-it-all person. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we do not know. When we look at the sky, we see the stars. But when we look at the same sky as an astronomer, he goes deep and he realizes that the galaxy expands. And this is common in any field. It keeps expanding. Even now, we can think about what are the developments in medicine, in pharmacy, in IT. Artificial intelligence is the talk of the town right now. COVID vaccines, another one. There is an example with different variations. And we know the Nobel Prize went to Katalin Karika for mRNA vaccine. India landed in the south of the moon and circling around the sun. We can keep on going, expanding. But Krishna says, when you know me, there is nothing more to be known. Knowing me is not an if, a possible situation, but when is a definite future situation. Everyone is in this path to know me. Until that knowledge is fulfilled, there is always the curiosity and the craving to know more, to learn more. That eagerness is always there. Once you get this self-knowledge, know me, you will be in a state of contentment. Verse 3, he says, 1 in 1,000 of 1 billion attempts to know me. And out of those, only one knows me as is. Very few people come to this path. It is a rare knowledge. Not all humans are drawn to it. This self-knowledge is a treasure chest. There are several religious individuals around the globe, across the world, but they still don't know me. Why? Because we can see in the name of religion, instead of synchronizing, unifying, many divide and instigate hate. The word God is used invariably everywhere, but they have not understood what that God represents. In verse 4 to 12, he says, what is God? Who is God? We go to temples, churches, mosques, synagogue, worship for years and years. But when asked, what is God? Who is God? Do you see God? No one has an answer. Without knowing who that God is, the entire humanity is praying, honoring, adoring God. It is very much like driving your car without a destination. It has become a chore, a routine task to pray, to worship. We all call God with different names, but there is no curiosity to know who that God is. This applies to the entire humanity around the globe. To know anything, it is logical to move from the known to the unknown. So we often use the known. So how do you know this person? Because that person's cousin. I know her so and through so and so. He is my husband's brother's kid. Right? My building is a block away from that Starbucks. So there is a reference. Similarly, Supreme is introducing himself with reference to the world that we all know. If you observe or think about it, everything is in nature is happening in an orderly fashion. That is referred to as dharma, a rhythm. The earth is inclined at an angle of 23.5 degrees, according to NASA, and it varies every 40,000 years. But why? Because of the gravitational pull of other planets. Planets' rotation, revolution on their axis, rain. When you say air, it is a breeze, gentle, wind, gale, gust, tornado. Everything happens in a progression or regression type. But they are not always the same. There is a rhythm to everything. Fire, it starts with a spark, flame, blaze, burn, and inferno. Sea water, horizontal, vertical, tidal waves, wind waves, tsunamis. But they're all happening because of changes, and they are not permanent also. There is a rhythm in everything. They all occur and pause. Scriptures say that the universe was created, and he emphasizes that. Some people emphasize about the Big Bang theory, that it is a natural process. There was no it was an automatic natural creation. But something cannot come out of anything. What is behind that Big Bang theory? Where did those atoms and molecules come from? What is the source? How are they held together? Protons, neutrons, and electrons. How are they held together? What is holding them? So that leads us to Shraddha, the reverence. It is not a blind belief, but faith with reverence, that there is something beyond human understanding that exists, and we call it with different names. So the presumption is now, or even the assertion, God is the creator. Universe is the creation. Everything is a cause and effect. They call it karna karya vivekam. God is the cause, universe is the effect, just like clay and pot, gold and jewelry, ocean, water, and waves. Now, to create anything, we need two things. One is the intelligence, second one is the raw material. Without a raw material, nothing can be created. Say dancer and the dance, musician, music, cook and food, carpenter and wood. So the person, the intelligence that is doing, that is creative, imaginative, and doing it, that is called efficient, that is called intelligent cause. The raw material is the material cause. Nimitta karanam and upadana karanam. So if God is the creator of the universe, what material did he use to create the universe? Pot maker needs or uses clay to make a pot. A carpenter uses wood to make the table and chair. A mason uses bricks to build the wall. Scriptures say in the creation of universe, God is both the efficient, intelligent cause and the material cause. How can that be possible? Shankara gives us an example. Think about a spider. It creates the web by its own saliva. So the spider is both the efficient, the intelligent cause and the material cause. Similarly, Nirguna Brahman is the undefinable, indescribable, creates the world from within. This is more in depth in chapter 14. And humans, we all do the same. I and my shadow. I am both the nimitta and upadana karana for my shadow. Right? I and my dream. I dream myself in the dream. So I am the observer and I am also the observed. So God, Lord, you can call with any name, is the creator of the world. And this creation is Dvaita. It is for the beginners, duality. So verse 4 and 5, so the inference is that he alone is both the efficient or the intelligent cause and the material cause. This statement is the basis from chapter 7 to 12. If we say Lord is both the cause, what would be there in the universe? Just like the pot is nothing but clay, just like jewelry is nothing but gold, all the waves are nothing but water. Ice cream, any type of ice cream is nothing but sugar. The universe is from the universal presence, Nirguna Brahman. The entire universe is nothing but Nirguna Brahman. The universe is an apparent appearance of that Brahman. For our understanding, Krishna divides the entire appearance into two. One is called Para Prakriti and another one is Apara Prakriti. Para Prakriti is consciousness. Moola Prakriti, the source, the cause, and the original. Apara Prakriti is the expressions. All expressions are of that one. And all these are inert. None of them know I exist. They are the effect. Para Prakriti is the cause. Apara Prakriti is the effect. The material, the universe is made up of 5 elements. Para Prakriti is the original. Apara Prakriti is the shadow. Krishna speaks as Nirguna Brahman, introduces himself with reference to the universe that we all see. Verse 4, he says, everything that is around us are made up of 5 elements: space, air, fire, water, earth, including this body and mind. We have studied that in Atma Bodha, verse 12 and 13. Therefore, these 5 elements plus mind, intellect, and ego, 3. So total of 8 is the ego. And these are all Apara Prakriti. Lower nature, meaning expressions of that one. Why are they lower nature? Because they are all subject to change, destructible, impermanent, transient. In same verse 4, line 2, he says, all this came from me, my expressions, my appearances. The substratum of all this is indestructible. One, and is the basis and foundation of all. Verse 4 and 5, the entire universe appearance is split into 2. Intelligent cause, Para Prakriti, inert cause, Apara Prakriti. I am both intelligent and inert. Applies to all being, including you and me. That which is ever present, beyond time, imperishable. That is the Atman, the inner presence in every being, is my higher value, higher nature. Nature here is the Prakriti or Swarupam. That is the substratum, unchangeable cause of everything. This body, this cannot speak, walk, talk, do anything without that presence at the individual level. The waking, the dream state, the deep sleep state, they are all in me. That is the symbolism of AUM, Om. A and U, when combined together, it becomes O in Sanskrit. So Om. AUM represents the waking state, dream state, and deep sleep state. Without that substratum, this would not happen, both in the individual body and at the universal level. All activities, all vibrations. So that Nirguna Brahma is the cause of entire universe. Verse 6, everything originates from me, sustained in me, and dissolved in me. That is the Trinity. That is God, generator, operator, dissolver. It is an acronym. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. So there is only one. Now verse 7, he says, just like the thread is holding all the beads in a necklace, I'm holding all appearances together. We are all interdependent. There is nothing beyond, apart from me. Generally, humans, they ignore, they negate, dislike, even hate around the people around or beings around. But Krishna says, I am the universe. I am in all. In chapter 6, it was said that the Jnani sees himself in all and all in himself without any distinction. Krishna is an avatar, incarnation. The supreme Nirguna Brahman is emphasizing that I am in all and all in me. Ignoring the plants, animals, nature with animosity and hatred towards another being, one cannot worship, love God. So he's taking us to Bhakti. Now verse 4 to 12 summary, I am the Nirguna Brahman, the cause of all generation, operation and dissolution in this universe. I am both the efficient cause and that is intelligent and material cause. I am in all. I am not different from appearance. The universe is not separate from me. I am the taste in water. Verse 8, he says, I am the taste in water. I am the light behind the sun and moon. And he mentions many more in chapter 10. As we listen to Vedantic Upanishadic scriptures, the supreme knowledge that one appears as many, a prominent transformation happens in the mind. A synchronizing mindset rather than classifying and cataloging what we see. In continuation to the previous verse in verse 9, Sri Krishna, he is in all and the entire universe is the extension of his abundance. I am Om in Vedas. I am the humaneness in a human being, kindness and compassion. I am the smell of earth. I am the seed of all beings. I am the strength. I am the intelligence in all beings. I am the righteousness. I am the light behind the brightness. I am the knowledge. I am the intellect. I am the power in all. We use many forms and names to describe God. Say we have clay. And out of clay, we can make 30 different forms and names, and we can call it with different names. One is a flower pot, one is a flower vase, one is a plate, one is a cup. You can call it anything. But what is in all is only clay. Clay alone has taken different name and form. They're all created by human, right? God is the substratum of all. One alone is, one appears as many. Scriptures refer to that as Nirguna Brahma. That Brahman is existence, consciousness, bliss. Existence is ever present, beyond time. Knowledge is awareness, the Chit, Chaitanya, with a capital A. I am aware of this pen is different from awareness. That because of that awareness is in this body, these eyes are able to be aware of something else. That one presence is never changing. Indestructible knowledge is personified. That Nirguna Brahman has a power which is referred as Maya, the illusionary power. This illusionary power has no location. It cannot be described as it exists, nor we can say that it does not exist. It appears to exist. It projects those that does not exist. See, my hand has got the writing power. Where is that writing power located? Is it located outside of this body or inside this body? If it is outside, I can just make it write and do other things. But if it is located inside the body, doctors should be able to identify that, right? Same with walking, listening, all speaking, all powers. They have no locus of existence per se. It appears to exist. and it expresses, only its expressions can reveal that it exists. It neither exists nor non-exists. Writing is an expression of that power. We have seen another like mirage in Atma Bodha. Water seems to exist in a desert. I and my shadow. Shadow has no separate existence. One alone is, without a second. Complete, ekam, without a cause. Maya is the illusionary power dependent on that one Nirguna Brahman. Therefore, Nirguna Brahman plus Maya is Saguna Brahman, God. Now, similarities between God, that is Nirguna Brahman and Maya, similarities and differences. What are the similarities? Nirguna Brahman is ever present, without any origination, no birth, no death, nothing in between, no name, no form. Maya is also ever present, without a beginning. Therefore, both are named as Anadi. Adi means beginning. Anadi. Both Maya and Nirguna Brahman are Anadi. The differences. Here he mentions 5 differences. Nirguna Brahman is Chit, Chaitanya, knowledge, whereas Maya is inert. Nirguna Brahman has no modification, no changes. Maya is always ever changing, perishable. Nirguna Brahman is independent, whereas Maya is illusory, dependent on Nirguna Brahman, like a shadow on me. There is no separate existence for a shadow. Nirguna Brahman has no attributes, qualities or personalities, whereas Maya has got 3 gunas, Trigunatmika Maya, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. Nirguna Brahman is the truth, Satyam. Maya is an appearance, apparent appearance. It does not exist, but we see it. Therefore, it is apparent appearance. Merely by knowing Maya, the world, the ever-changing universe, one cannot say, I know God. It is only the inert part of God, Apara Vidya. Now, verse 24, he says, ignorance think that I am part of the world. I do not take a form or a name. I do not sprout. I do not appear, says Krishna. The universe is the expression of me due to illusion. I do not appear, and I cannot be known or perceived by 5 senses, mind or intellect. I am beyond that. I am not an object of perception, cognition of perception. The entire world is visible by the grace of God. To know God, he introduces himself more in detail. Now a flower, a bud blooms into a flower. A seed transforms into a plant. So also Brahman manifests in all appearances. When a jiva is caught in this whirlpool of birth and death, in the plurality of good and bad, will not Brahman know about it? Yes, Brahman is Trikala Darshan. He knows the past. In verse 26, he says, I know it all. I know the past, present, and future of every being, but no one knows me. This ever-changing universe is due to Maya. Think about that snake that appears on the rope. That is a Maya. This, which is symbolized as a snake, and that is around Shiva's neck. And when it is on around Shiva's neck, it is a decoration. It is a Maya is in his control, in Brahma's control. The same snake is a bondage for a human being. That illusionary power is in me. That is mine, says Nirguna Brahma. Verse 13 and 14 is the topic of grace of God, Ishvara Anugraha. In chapter 6.5, Krishna had said that elevate yourself by the power of your mind and not degrade yourself for the mind. Mind can be your friend or enemy. Now, this could lead to humans to think that all achievements, all accomplishments are because of my hard work, my efforts, my courage, my decisions. And that could elevate our ego. Lord says that all happenings, all successes, all are because of my grace. A bird can fly only with 2 wings. Just your efforts alone is not enough. Individual efforts combined with divine grace alone, one can accomplish anything. Therefore, the effort plus grace needs to be 50-50. A bird cannot fly with 1 wing. Even a sparrow has to come out of the nest to pick the grain, which is just below the tree. It is not dropped in the nest. Some may think that the divine grace is the replacement for my efforts. No, it doesn't work that way. Others may think that I can accomplish anything that I want. I have the potential. Others may say, whatever has to happen will happen. It is my luck, my prarabdha, or it is the right time. When the time comes, everything will happen. None of this can make anything happen, says. Both individual efforts and grace are equally important. Grace is ever present, but we don't understand that. Our individual effort should be equal. Just like electricity is everywhere, it is always present in the universe. But that needs to be drawn to the transformer, from transformer to the our street, and from our street to our building, and then into our room, and have a switch. Our efforts are important. That reminds me of Murphy's law. Left to themselves, things tend to go from bad to worse. You just leave a fruit, apple on the table for a few days, it becomes non-edible automatically. You don't have to, right? So it's important that individual effort plus grace of God, both are equally important. To realize that Nirguna Brahman, that supreme presence in you and in all, is possible only by the grace of God together with individual efforts. See, we are all attending these sessions, these classes, attending, listening, contemplating. That itself is a grace of God. Studying, listening, contemplating, clarifying doubts, get convinced and be grounded in that, on that conviction. I am that. It's all, and in all appearances, that is a grace of God. Not everybody comes to this. We study so much, we do this and that, and all day we are busy with throughout our entire life until the last breath. But how many come to this thought? He says, all beings are mesmerized by Maya, the illusionary power. That's an open secret, we can see. When we are in deep sleep, the entire universe is completely covered, and we experience joy. That is why everyone likes to sleep, whether it is a president of a country or a homeless person on the street. This is one aspect of Maya, illusion, covering and hiding. Maya is an illusionary power with 2 aspects: to hide, to superimpose, to replace, or to project as something totally different. While sleeping, in deep sleep, everything is hidden. Also referred as dissolution. All appearances, all experiences are completely dissolved. And it's referred to as Nitya Pralayam. The morning we generate the I thought, and throughout the day the I thought is sustained. I did this, I did that, I went there, I came there, I feel happy, I am sad. And at the end of the day, when we are in deep sleep, all these things are completely dissolved. Nitya Pralayam. So that is covering. Just covering or hiding does not cause any sufferings. That is why we are happy when we are asleep. But when the hidden is superimposed by something else, projected as something else, a fake, that's when all the sufferings start. We know the original and fake, right? Same thing in everything happening. The snake on the rope. If you don't see the rope, there is no problem. Or if you see the rope, there is no problem. But when the rope is hidden and seen as a snake, the fear starts. Similarly, in Sanskrit, it is Avarana and Vikshpa, hiding and projecting. Atman is covered by the body-mind equipment, and I think I am this body, I am this mind, when in fact I am the witness of this. That's the act of Maya. Pause and look around. All the humans are always on the run, chasing after power, position, money, relationship. They're all perishable, depreciable. These are all glamours, attraction that draws you out, day in and day out, the entire life without knowing me. To get out of this, to escape from it, only when you surrender unto me, and by grace alone can help you escape. He talks about verse 13. This Maya has 3 gunas, qualities, strands, tendencies. Sattva, which is kind, compassionate, calm, intellectual, analytical, critical. Rajas, which is constant physical and mental activities. Tamas, which is relaxing, lethargic attitude. These are in all beings at different proportions. We cannot categorize people. These are lethargic people. These are intelligent people. Every human being has all these 3 at different varied proportions. The entire universe is intertwined by these 3 tendencies without exceptions. All beings are caught in this web, not knowing me, the universal presence, experience struggles and sufferings. Verse 14, he says, it is not possible to cross over this illusionary power that easily to come out of it from this whirlpool of samsara. Great sages like Vishwamitra and Valmiki, they also tried for a long time. How do I know if I am caught in this web? Anyone who is attracted by, drawn to the temporal pleasures like power, position, name, and fame is all bound by them. All beings are caught in this Maya illusion. Whoever surrenders unto me alone will cross this samsara, can get out of this entanglement. Chapter 6 emphasized on individual efforts. Chapter 7 on grace of God. Both needs to be equal. Now the question is, what is surrender? Say we go to the bank, and if the front desk employee or over the credit card, over the phone, the credit card employee is unable to respond to your queries, you go higher up to the supervisor. Can I please talk to your supervisor or a manager to resolve the problem, to clarify your questions, right? Similarly, to get out of this illusion, we need to approach the magician, which is referred as Mayavi, that Nirguna Brahman, supreme presence who is holding the wheel, the Maya. What can we surrender? We can surrender only what is ours, not someone else's. So what is mine in this universe? Nothing is mine. I don't own anything, right? We come naked as a jiva and we go naked, but except one thing, that is the ego, the thought that I and mine. Surrendering that ego is essential. This is the meaning of prostration. I completely surrender. Nothing is mine. The love, the trust, the reverence to God is devotion. We love parents, we love children, we love our siblings, we love our pets. But that trust and devotion to God is the that is love for God. That is called, referred as Bhakti. Unconditional love. That is the next topic. Is going from verse 15. Here he classifies the devotees, entire universe, into two. One who are bhakta and abhakta. That means those who believe in God and those who do not. We are not talking about those who do not at all. Those who do not have the faith, because they are caught in this maya intensely. Verse 16, Chaturvida bhajante mam jana. That is, Chaturvida, that is Nirguna Brahman, classifies the humans into 4 categories based on the mindset of individual, not on his choice, but based on the minds of the individual. Very much like we classify my brother, my sibling, or my brother, my cousin, my second cousin, or my acquaintance, my school friend. We classify people. So also Krishna does that, just for our understanding. The first one is those who are suffered, or experiencing hardship. They approach me. When I have suffering, I say, oh God, please help me. I surrender unto you. And they are referred as Artaha. The second one is those who aspire the power, position, wealth, name, fame, everything. When they are in suffering and when they have happy time. And when they are happy with everything, their contentment, they also express gratitude. And they are called Artarthi. Artaha, Artarthi. Those who want to know me are the third one. They are called Jigyasu. The fourth one is those who already know me, those who have understood who I am, and they are Jnani. Just the knowledge itself that I am not this body, mind, I am that. That means that individual is a Jnani at that point. So the first set of people remember me only when they face a problem, a challenge, a difficulty in their life situation, and often forget me after that. Some even lose faith when they experience challenges. Nothing wrong in approaching God. Better to approach the divine than another person. We should not judge anyone based on their beliefs. Lord accepts them all as devotees. I remember one lady, 20 years ago, she lost her husband and she was so upset. She took out all the pictures and broke it. She was so frustrated. She used to do a lot of prayers and meditation, everything. But when struggles come, sometimes we don't know what we are doing. But we cannot judge that person based on that behavior. That person is intensely affected because of that attachment towards her husband. So Kunti, Arjuna's mother, she asked Krishna one time, Krishna, I want to remember you at all times, but I don't. Only when the troubles come, I remember you. So give me more and more trouble. The more trouble I get, the more I remember you. But we individuals, we want to remember you. At the same time, we don't want any trouble also. We are caught in this samsara. Now, the second set of individual devotees worship me for materialistic needs. I want promotion, I want better health, I want wealth. And thank me when they get all this. That's when they say, that's why sometimes you can see in India, outside the temple, they will sell lottery tickets. At least by the grace of God, I can get something here. These are also my devotees, says Krishna. The third type of devotees understand that nothing in this universe can give me complete happiness. As the universe is full of plurality and ephemeral, temporary. They want to know me. They have understood one alone is, and that is me. And everything else around is a drama, illusion. That's another term for Nataraja's dance or Krishna Leela. It's all happening, all the activities happening around us, around that Atman. It's all drama. Now, out of these three, the one is not superior, all this bhakta, devotees. One is not superior or inferior to any other. All are approaching me with faith in me, either by reading or through scriptures, listening, inquiring, contemplating. They are all in the spiritual path. Each one is in a different step in the spiritual ladder. So one is not better than the other. And all these are my devotees. Irrespective of country, state, anything, around the globe, the entire humanity he is talking about. We cannot eliminate Christians or Muslims, all human beings, anyone who has taken the physical body. Now we are talking about the fourth one. This devotee is always grounded in me. Nothing in this universe attracts or distracts his focus on me. His devotion is complete, for he has no second in his thought. The first three use me as a tool to gain something. Nothing erroneous in that. Even the third ones worship me with the thought that I want to know God. That is duality. I and God are separate. But all three are my devotees. The fourth one is constantly aware that I am the awareness, consciousness, one supreme power. And I am in all. That is the fourth devotee, Jnani. This realization is the ultimate goal of human existence. They call it Parama Purushartham. He is referred as Jnani, realized one, not a devotee. I am in him, he is in me, we are one, says Nirguna Brahman. This is the highest bhakti, unconditional love, not expecting anything in return, in favor. He has no needs, he has no wants. He is content from within. The first three is like, Starbucks coffee. We get the coffee cup, we drink it, and then we throw it. So we use God until we want something. We want to get something. So do you really love God, or do you love what you are getting because of God? Just like we use that cup to enjoy that coffee. Right? So verse 19, it says, every individual starts in stage 1 and progresses to ultimatum. It could take several years, several births, or here and now. To such realized jnanis, everything around appears as supreme. That is the jnani's divine vision. That is called jnana chakshuhu. It's not the sight, it is the vision. He does not see the universe as a separate entity. He has realized that one alone is which pervades, penetrates through all appearances and holds everything together. Verse 19, line 2, he says, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti, one humanity with hatred, animation, bitterness, grudge, hostility. One cannot reach this state. One has to have an equanimous mindset. A realized one is free from all this. Krishna says, I am that jnani, and that jnani and I are both are one. One who treats everyone equally. Now he moves on to the next topic. People worship different so-called gods. Brahma, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Ganesha, Shiva. Why are there so many gods? They are not gods, they are deities. There's only one God, one Nirguna Brahman appears as many. Only one substance, clay. It's a flower pot, flower vase, or a cup, plate, bird feeder, bird bath, but it's only clay. All these are clay. Now to understand this, he gives an example. What is a bank or a university or a hospital? A collection of people to perform different functions. checking account, savings account, insurance, home insurance or a home loan, investment. You got different departments, different people responsible for each category. Multiple departments in any university. You have dean's head, different professors, associate professors, admins. Hospital again, you've got general physicians, you've got specialized physicians or surgeons, you've got cardiologists, nephrologists, dentists, optometrists, so many teachers. So they're all different duties, responsibilities, but organization is one. General public approach concerning individuals, concerning department based on their needs. Similarly, Nirguna Brahman says, I am in all deities. I am the one who bless all the devotees for what they ask for through different deities. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is all like function like CEO, CFO, COO. Devotees, when they get what they want, they develop trust and reverence and attitude to surrender to God. That is what I initiate in every being. I encourage in every human being. Now Krishna emphasizes that I give whatever they want, but it is all temporary. In the end, Krishna says that all beings are born, taken this form with plurality. Only those who cannot get out of this illusion, who can get out of this illusion, can attain me. As long as we are drawn to this external glamour, we don't know. You have to go from within, get into the self-inquiry. Who am I? Where did I come from? Why am I here? Where am I going? Verse 27 and 28, he's talking about what is the cause of bondage. Again, he gives an example. With the examples, we understand better. A magnet will not attract a rusted iron. Similarly, as long as we have that raga, dvesha, likes and dislikes, victory and defeat, good and bad, the plurality in our mind, it is not possible to cross this ocean of samsara, bondage. Therefore, karma yoga is recommended for the purification of mind, service. Just serve others without expecting anything in return. Verse 29. To escape from this bondage, shackles, one has to understand that one supreme presence through individual efforts. It is a do-it-yourself program. It cannot be taught. Everything, all Upanishads and the scriptures, Gita, everything is just a pointer, just like the street sign. So, Grove Avenue, it just tells you, if you want to go, you go through that and then conform yourself. These are all just pointers. It is a do-it-yourself. You have to do it. You focus on that. Commit yourself to know who you are. And realist one knows and understands the meaning of 7 words, which is going to be explaining in chapter 8. Such an individual who has this state of mind and knowledge is totally calm, unagitated, without any anxiety at the time of physical death. When faith and knowledge increases in an individual, it reflects the end of the bondage, releasing from the bondage, closer to self-realization, either before or immediately after shedding the body. What does that mean? That there is no sukshma sarira to migrate to a next body. Everything is dissolved. This concludes today's chapter 7. I will show you a PowerPoint presentation that I have, and then we can end from there. Let me share that screen. Chapters 1 to 6. Jiva Swarupam, nature of individual, Karma Yoga. Chapter 7 to 12 is Ishvara Swarupam, nature of God. The nature, function, and glory of God is described in chapter 7. Both God with qualities, Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman, are described. Jiva Brahma Aikyam, essential oneness of individual and God. Superficially, they are different. Essentially, they both are one and the same. There are no two. There's only one. One appears as many, and one message, many messengers. One is not better than the other. There is no comparison. There is only one. I think it is not in presentation mode, I think. Okay. So chapter 7, the yoga of knowledge and renunciation. Chapter 1, these are chapters names. This is called Shatkam 1, first to 6 chapters. Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Samkhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, Sannyasa Yoga, and Dhyana Yoga. We completed last few months. So the 3 broad sections is Karma Yoga, discipline of work. Karma Yoga is doing the right action with the right attitude. The attitude is I'm offering to Lord and accepting whatever comes. Bhakti Yoga is a meditation of God, Upasana, withdraw the mind from the external world and focus on you, Atma. Then Jnana Yoga is the discipline of knowledge, inquiry into real nature of self and God, nature of self, which is God, will show the right path. That is the Jnana Yoga. Individual efforts is very important. That is the first to 6. The Karma Yoga theory says, as you sow, so shall you reap. It is not predetermined. We choose our own path. We are the product of choices. That is the main difference between humans and animals. They act on instincts. We act on intuition. We have the ability to choose. You alone is responsible for everything that you face in life. You alone can raise yourself by your own efforts. Then 7 to 12, importance of grace. God's grace is needed even to study the scriptures. The grace is always flowing. We should learn how to tap it. Importance of values is the next 13 to 18. We'll talk about it later. Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam. He alone is. Brahman is the cause of the entire appearance. I am the original seed in all beings, he says. See, this is when I went for a walk, I took a picture of this. A spider had built a web in a plant, and I was immediately taken aback. I took a picture of this. I am the Nimittopadana Karana. That means I am both the intelligent and the material cause. This is Para Prakriti and Apara Prakriti. I'm the substratum, I'm the cause, I'm in all, I alone is in every appearance. The 5 elements plus mind, intellect, ego is that is Apara Prakriti. They don't have existence of their own. You cannot catch anything or give a dimension to any of this. They are all leaning on me. They are all dependent on me without independent existence. I took my own shadow when I was walking. I said, that is not me. That is my expression. So every time we do, whatever we do, we have to remember, I am that. I am not this body. I am not this mind. So every action, but we do try to bring it up. Now, Brahman has no beginning. Anadi, Brahman and Maya both are Anadi. That one light, white light, when it goes through the prism, through our mind, it takes different colors, 7 colors. This is Nirguna Brahman, ultimate reality, independent. But all the others are dependent on that one. So Brahman is Chit, Maya is Achetanam, Jadam, inert. Brahman is Nirvikaram, no changes. the substratum of all changes. Maya is savikaram, with vikaram, constantly changes, expresses as universe. Brahman is independent, swatantram. Maya is dependent, paratantram. Brahman is nirgunam. Maya is trigunatmika, three gunas. Oh. Okay, next one is, this is a snake. The snake, that is the Maya. The snake represents Maya. That is the power of Nirguna Brahman, or Brahman, Saguna Brahman, actually, Shiva. So, and that the same thing is bondage for us. I like this position, I like this, I want that, I want this person in my life, I cannot live without that. All these things are bondage. Whether we have a gold chain or a iron chain, chain is a chain. Sometimes I have everything in life, and then we get chained. So that's the bondage. Snake is the symbolism of Maya, the power of Saguna Brahman. It is a garland on Saguna Brahman, but it is a bondage on individuals, samsara. That is a samsara. Now, individual efforts and divine grace, both are equally important. This Atman is not to be attained by the study of Vedas, nor by intelligence, nor by just listening, but the Atman can be attained only by him who seeks to know it. To him, this Atman reveals its true nature. That means the grace is important. I have studied Vedanta for 15, 20 years. I know it all. I can teach. That is only pandityam, scholarly. But that needs to be practiced at home every day with every interaction. Only then you realize it. It is not an academic subject that you can study. It has to be practiced. So individual effort and the grace of God, both are equally important. This comes in Kathopanishad. 4 types of bhaktas he talks about. Let me see. That is, the first one is artaha, the man in distress. The man seeking enjoyment is artarthi. The man seeking knowledge is jignasu. The man who is endowed with wisdom is jnani. You can see for the first one, let me see, get the pointer. Only when I have trouble, I ask for your grace. This is called Gajendra Moksha. This elephant was in the water and the crocodile caught. That's when he started asking for God. Oh God, help me. Just like the Draupadi asked for. And divine helps. That is when time of distress, that is artaha. This is artarthi. Thank you for what I have on my plate. We are thankful for everything. This step 2. I want this, I want that. This one is jignasu. I want only you. I don't want anything else. This is jnani. I know I alone is. There is no second. This is iron and rust. See, the magnet cannot attract this rusted iron because the iron oxide prevents it. So also when we have all the negativities in our mind about other people, other things, other beings around us, those are all the rust in our mind. So stay away from raga dvesha. O vanquisher of enemies, that means, O Arjuna, all living beings in the material world are deceived by these. So that is the end of it. So let me end it and then we can discuss. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.